Hey everyone, NormieNick here, and this is this week's Set Point, your FGC News Roundup. This week, we have the Tekken World Tour Finals. A huge bug was found in the Street Fighter 6 patch, and new characters for Street Fighter 6 and King of Fighters came out. You ready? Let's rock. So, in King of Fighters 15, Vice and Mature are fully revealed. SNK released a trailer for Mature and Vice, as well as gameplay breakdowns for each character. We got a new music track and special intros for them and some others in the cast. So I'll have all those links in the blog down below. So Mature, she's got her classic Rekkas, and Vice is going to be a threatening mid-range character with her grabs and all of her pokes. So these characters will be released on December 12th along with a balance patch for the entire cast. The patch came out, though the patch notes are going to be in the link if you haven't seen them yet. Everyone's different, everyone's changed. This patch is coming out just a bit more than a week before CEO Otaku and the SNK Championship Series Finals. That was an online league over in East Asia that was held by SNK. And both of these are SNK World Championship qualifying events, meaning the winners will go on to qualify for the SNK Championships next year. A little bit of a shakeup in the meta, but you know, showing this love for KOF before City of the Wolves, I think it's a net good thing, but we'll see what happens in the future for KOF. All right, next up, the Tekken World Tour Finals. We crowned a new king of the Iron Fist. The format going into this event was a bit confusing, but how it worked was the top 20 players in the global leaderboard, as well as the top players from each of the 15 regions, played in group round robins. The global leaderboard players played each other, and then the regional leaderboards players did the same. They were put into five person groups, and they did the round robin format where every player played each other in a first to two. Each player would have a record of 4 games because there's 5 of them minus 1 because they're set themselves and the rest of the players. The top 2 players in each group would advance to the World Tour Finals. If there was a tie, it would be the number of games and points, because every game that you won gave you points, and every game you lost made you lose points. So then after that group stage, on the third day, there was an LCQ, a last chance qualifier, which was a standard double elimination bracket where the top 3 played first to 3, and then the top 2 players, the ones that made grand finals, would be the ones that went on to finals to round up a full 16-player bracket. So you have all the players from round robins plus the LCQ. And then during the World Tour Finals, all the top 8 played first to 3, and the winner would be crowned King of the Iron Fist. So now, who was the King of the Iron Fist? Rangchu. He's a Kuma player who won the bracket. Rangchu actually won with Panda, the Tekken World Tour with Panda in 2018. He's also won Topanga Lead for Tekken 7 2022. So this is a seriously strong player who maybe just needed little tweaks to the characters that he played and did really, really well. So here's the breakdown of what ended up happening. Coming out of the Group A, group was CBM, Arsenal and Ash. Group B, the John and Shadow 20Z. Group C, Rangchu and Wraith. Group D, Atif and Kokoma. And then out of the regional leaderboards, their group stages, out of Group A was Italian Daniel Mato. We've been covering a lot of him in the European Tekken Cup coverage, and Newman. Group B is Divine Exorcist, all the way from Mexico, another North American, and the Sam brother. And then for Group C is Book and Shaoling. There was only 15, so there was only 3 groups. And then coming out of the LCQ was Keisuke and Edge. And then obviously finals was the Rangchu. I do want to shout out FDX and his coverage of the Tekken World Tour. He did a way better job than I ever could. I couldn't catch everything. He streamed the whole thing, stayed up all night watching all these tournaments in Japan. So please see the links below in the blog to watch his stuff. They're excellent, well done. Probably some of the best recap coverage I've seen in a long time. They're really good. They're really high quality videos, and I think you should check them out. Following the event, Tekken released a trailer for its Winter Update and Season 2 announcement. The Winter Update will include new features for photo mode, an easier way to search for players, and a new fight pass. In early 2025, there's going to be more customization slots, customized characters in the main menu. So you know how you can select a character? Well, now you can do custom costumes. So you can have your Jin Kazama with a toast head, which I mean, I might be doing. Then for the season 2 patch, there's going to be a major system and balance update along with new moves for all the characters. Fans speculate that the helicopter that's seen in this trailer was hinting at Anna Williams, sister and nemesis to Nina Williams, as the first DLC character of season 2. They did announce that the final character of the year 1 season pass is going to be announced at the Game Awards, so be sure to look forward to that, to see that last character. A lot of people are also speculating it's going to be a guest character because, you know, you've got all these franchises that are going to be represented at the Game Awards. It would be a good place to get people on board with Tekken. So, and here's the shot. There was a helicopter with a rose on it and then a lipstick stain, and we all know that Anna Williams, Nina always try to kill each other in every game, even though they're sisters. There's a lot of cool endings. You should look it up. It's a fun lore. All right, Street Fighter League US Week 8. First up, we had Red Rooster versus Bandits. The Latin American teams battled it out. Bandits went in hoping to score points to secure a top 3 placement, with Shopify Rebellion on their heels in points. So first up, we had Ajax Fidelity versus Kaba. Ajax just burned himself a lot using drive reversal multiple times when Kaba had level 2. So you can see here, really low on drive gauge. Kaba ended up taking the set 2-0. Next up, we had Mono versus Luiman. We haven't seen Mono play in a hot minute, and we also got to see the rare Aki versus Dalsum matchup with the Luiman. It was clear that Dalsum's float and teleport made it really hard for Aki to run her game plan. With the teleport side switch on Oki, Luiman won 2-0. Gets the knockdown, side switch, and then confirms into level 3. Just deadly stuff. All right, next up we had Uriel Valorio versus Mena RD. Two of the most entertaining and probably bullish players in FGC. Uriel ran with his Ken, and Mena ran with Akuma, actually, whom he brought to the Esports World Cup this year. We haven't seen too much of his Akuma since then, and getting these 20 points would be huge for Bandit's leaderboard standing. After dropping a combo, Uriel ended up taking game 1, and Mena ended up switching to Blanca. Mena got a game, but game 3, Uriel takes the lead back after blocking full Blanca level 2 sequence and actually ended the game with a crosscut level 3. Pretty sick. Mena put out all stops though and ended the final round and got a perfect with a 40 bomb for Team Bandits. So next up we had Team Fighting Spirit versus FlyQuest. And this is the quest for first place. The top 2 of these teams of the league duked it out. First up, we had NL versus Chris CCH. And Chris CCH made a huge comeback after almost losing game 1 to NL. This is the combo that did it, with just a sliver of health. And Chris actually after this continued to win 3 more rounds to go 2-0. This is a big win for Chris CCH after losing NL the last time they played. So check it out. Gets the level 2, the dream combo, the dreamiest of dreams. Still alive, burns himself out. Gets NL in the corner. Back throw for the KO. Huge comeback. All right, and then we had Shine versus Oil King, and Oil King put some points back on the board with a quick 2-0 over Shine. Made Shine switch from Ed to Kimberly during the matchup. All right, lastly we had DCQ versus Punk, and getting in on the run back, 2 of the top scoring players, Punk winning against DCQ's JP. After Punk went 2-0, DCQ switched to M Bison. DCQ was able to call a lot of Punk's dive kicks and use Bison's massive damage to win 2 games. Punk was able to clutch it out in the last game, going 3-2. All right, and then we had Shopify Rebellion versus Cloud9. So Shopify went in looking to crawl out of 5th place so that way they could qualify for the finals. They really needed a win over Cloud9 to get into those top 4 spots to go to the US finals. So first up, we had Knuckle Dew versus Lex. Dew goes on point again to secure an early 10 points. After going 1-1 with a lot of back and forth, Lex won the set using Guile's incredible defense. Next up, we had Hot Dog versus JB, and this was probably one of the most sweatiest sets I've seen in the league so far. Hot Dog's Bison takes it over JB. This is a huge win to tie up the team match, and it was just a ton of back and forth. Both players were swinging, eager to get the last up in the captain's seat. We had Dual Kevin versus Boos, and man, Boos did the math and just knew the best way to beat Dual Kevin and won 3-0 to give 30 points to Cloud9. All right, and after this match, Shopify Rebellion is now at a 50-point deficit to be in 4th place. They have to get a 40 bomb on Fighting Spirit and Red Rooster in the next couple weeks. It's very doable, but it all depends on their performance. After FlyQuest beat Fighting Spirit, they are now in the number 1 spot and put Fighting Spirit back down to number 2. Looking at all the scores and schedules coming up, it will be a race for points between Bandits and Cloud9. If Bandits beat FlyQuest and Fighting Spirit, and Cloud9 loses its Week 10 set against FlyQuest, Week 9 they're playing Red Rooster, they have a very good chance to be in top 3. Red Rooster is looking like they may not get any points, but there's still a chance for them to gatekeep teams from the championship, even if they just win a set or 2 during these next few weeks. So the standings on there, I'll put the link in the blog down below. This week, after the recent patch drop, a big bug was discovered. This video by Broski explains it really well. But essentially, if you have your opponent, they perfect parry you and follow up with a combo that knocks you down, there was no input buffer. That means you have to have frame perfect timing in order to do a reversal. And I'll have the link to the blog to this video down in the blog below for a really in-depth explanation. Due to the bug, Capcom released a statement saying that they'll roll back the perfect parry adjustments they made in this most recent patch, and then release it later on once this bug is resolved. Tournament organizers postponed their regional finals for US Canada Midwest, US Canada West, Brazil, Middle East, Europe Northeast, Europe West, France Monaco, Mexico, Asia East, and Japan's 5th World Warrior. So over half dozen World Warriors were all delayed because of this, which I think is the right move. However, China had its event offline, so we were able to get a new qualifier for Capcom Cup 11. VXBOW won the bracket over DCQ, Zhen, a Chun-Li player named Tiger, and Plaster King, who I'm pretty sure ran with Rashid to get this spot. This is going to be his 2nd Capcom Cup and the 1st for Street Fighter 6. Earlier this year, he qualified for the Esports World Cup and was top 16 at EVO. Very, very good player, plays Bison and JP, so shout out to VXBOW. Shortly after SNK revealed Mature and Vice in their gameplay, Capcom surprisingly revealed Mai Shirainui, the 2nd of the 2 Fatal Fury guest characters in this year's Year 2 DLC for Street Fighter 6. Just like the previous character reveal trailers, it was just a single player World Tour cinematic, and while no gameplay was shown, we actually saw her classic Fatal Fury outfits, some of her classic moves, and possibly a new stage. Fans speculate that if she is found, where she is found in the World Tour, this might be her based on her Fatal Fury 2 stage. Hopefully this isn't just a World Tour environment, but a playable stage in the regular versus modes as well. I just love this. This is like straight up, you booted up your PlayStation 2, and this is like Dead or Alive or something, and this is the FMV that plays before everything. I just I don't know why this is so early 2000s. I love it. But there's the full shot of the stage, and then this is the stage it's referencing for Fatal Fury 2. You just got all these just giant like old statues, you know, on this wood bridge here, waterfalls in the background. There's other references too, but that was the big standout is that stage. So hopefully we get a cool new stage. Next up, we have Round Robin. This is the part of the show where we just talk about this week's miscellaneous news and events. So Ed Boon at Mortal Kombat revealed Conan the Barbarian this week, one of the guest characters. We knew he was coming, but this is his kind of gameplay sneak preview. He's going to release on January 21st, 2025, and shortly before the pro competition begins later that week. And then right as I made last week's set point, EVO Japan announced its main stage lineup. It's going to feature Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Guilty Gear Strive, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, while Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is going to be out by the time of EVO Japan. King of Fighters 15 will actually be the main stage game. New to this year, there's going to be a 5 vs. 5 team tournament for Street Fighter 3 Third Strike and the upcoming Virtua Fighter 5 Revo. They're both kind of retro games, so I mean it's weird to say this, but Virtua Fighter 5 is actually only 7 years older than Third Strike, so kind of weird to think about. But yeah, they're going to be team tournaments, so hopefully in the years to come we can get maybe a Street Fighter 6 or a Tekken team tournament, but this is still going to be a really cool thing to have. All right, and then the indie fighter Diesel Legacy, the Brazen Age, Came out last week. It's a 2v2 game that uses a lane system similar to the early Fatal Fury games, except that there's actually 3 lanes. Apparently something came out about one of the creators of this being a little bit problematic. I'm putting it out there. You can look it up yourself. All right, and then Arena Fighter fans. Bandai's Bleach Rebirth of Souls has an official release date of March 21st, 2025. They released an announcement trailer. That's going to be in the blog below. They didn't really show gameplay. I think it's more of just a story Bleach. To be honest, I haven't read Bleach. I haven't watched Bleach. Right now, I'm just making my way through Hunter x Hunter. And yeah, that's what makes me normie, is not knowing these animes. So, yep, there you go. It's going to be Arena Fighter. There's some character trailers that are out as well on Bandai's YouTube channel. This information was released. If you're going to Holiday Matsuri, which is where Sea Otaku is going to happen later this month, they released some travel and parking information. If you're used to Sea Otaku being really easy to get to, being really easy to navigate around, here's some parking instructions, because you'll probably need it if you're traveling by car. If you're not, you can just Uber and it's fine. All right, and then the next segment I like to call Here Comes a New Challenger. And that's going to be all this week's upcoming news and events. So first up, the biggest thing, this Thursday, the Game Awards will be happening, and we will have the year's best, absolute best fighting game will be crowned as the best. Tekken 8's final Season 1 DLC character is going to be dropped in here, and maybe there's going to be some other surprises. It's going to be December 12th. We'll check it out. Then also this weekend, we have the final Capcom Cup Pro Tour premiere, Kings of the World. It's going to be in London, December 13th through 15th. And I think a lot of people, including myself, are going to see maybe rooting for Ending Walker as fourth place at EVO, and did not qualify for Capcom Cup yet. So this might be his moment to shine in his home turf. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait. Also this weekend, we're going to be having AnimeCon in Mexico. And that's going to be a King of Fighters 15 SNK World Championship qualifier. The patch is coming out 3 days before this event. So I don't know who's registered quite yet based on Wikipedia. But here's the event. If you're an SNK fan, you're going to want to check this out. There's going to be a link to more info down in the blog. And you can always go to Wikipedia for more of this. All right, and here's the upcoming World Warrior tournaments. We're going to have the US Canada Midwest Regional Final on December 14th. It's just going to be a straight up top 8. All the best players that have not qualified just yet. All right, and you win. Thanks for reading and watching. As I get ready for Sea Otaku this month, I've been grinding live on Twitch. I'm live right now. Thank you all to those of you here. You can catch me Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. I also do a live recording of Set Point that I'm doing right now. So come on, check it out. There's the Twitch. So I'm live right now. Twitch.tv/Normie_Nick. And then here's my Bisky, where you can follow me there too. I like to post my thoughts occasionally, hang out with my friends, you know, and I like chatting with people, interact. So follow me there and we'll connect. Bonus stage. This is the last part of the video. I just like to highlight a creator or just something that really made me happy, something cool in the week. And Smug, if you know Smug, Street Fighter 4 legend, probably one of the best to do it. I posted this combo video, and it's just so entertaining to watch. You know, all the crazy stuff that's kind of still broken in this game. I forget who the creator is on here. But crazy combos, really cool stuff. Capcom vs SNK 2, awesome game. That's a game I'm going to be playing at Frosty Faustings. I signed up for it. I'm not that good in it. It's such a cool game. These two publishers and developers and their characters are just some of my favorites. So this is a really fun video to check out. So if you got 18 minutes lunch break, you can go check it out, watch it. All right, that's for me this week. And as I say, GG's.